Wrestle Addict Radio HQ, representing kings of the rings to the fullest. King Ricky made the hot tag to Willie T, and out of nowhere like Randy is the queen bee. Kayfabe brother, 400 plus in the bag like money in the bank brother. See when they pod, it's the opposite of common. Look at the comments, crowned in a certified top 10. You heard? Kings of the Rings pod. Throw up a too sweet when you see the squad. Like a chop in a, I know you feel it. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest.
I'm the illest. Just so we're clarifying.
Maybe for this weekend you'll be the illest, but that's where it stops, really. By the way, it's going to be like 70 degrees on Friday, so you're in luck.
Excellent. Yeah, no, we're driving up Friday afternoon, so I'm very excited.
So am I. I'm driving up early. We'll probably get there around the same time. Who the hell knows? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 439. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose, along with the Mayo mate of all Mayo mates, the Bachelor this weekend, Willie T. No kayfabe. K is freezing their tail off at a Mets game that no one decided to attend on a Tuesday afternoon. Go figure.
Let's see if they won. I bet they didn't.
Let's see if they.
Oh no, they're in the bottom of the 10th, so maybe it's still 3-3.
Still in extras.
Yeah, still in extras. Bottom 10. No, the bottom 10th has started.
Oh, well, too bad for them. We've got a lot to talk about this week. The WrestleMania card is solidified, so we think. AEW is putting up their second pay-per-view of, I guess, their pay-per-view season with AEW Dynasty coming up this weekend. And we have pretty much a big couple of weeks in wrestling. We have Dynasty this week. We have WrestleMania the following week. So we're in the heat of a heavy WrestleMania season, for better or for worse. And we're going to talk about all of that very, very soon. But first, we have to go back and take a look at this past week's NXT Stand and Deliver, which happened on YouTube for the first time ever. We just checked the numbers. Like I said, live, it was almost close to 200,000. We are now at around 750,000 views on YouTube as the time of this recording, which, by the way, we are live right now on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at Wrestle Addict Radio and Kings of the Rings podcast. So we had some big wins. I'm going to put the results up on the screen going right now. Well, did you watch Stand and Deliver?
No, but I did see Tony D hold that belt up, and I was like, damn, I'm proud to be Italian.
You know, it's very interesting that Tony D did win, because I didn't see it coming. It looked like you ride the Joe Hendry train for as long as you can.
Yeah, I was like, I believe, guys. I still believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, but I mean, the last time Tony D went for a Stand and Deliver the championship at Stand and Deliver, it was when we were there in Philly.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, that's right.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. And in that time, he lost a family. He's kind of revamped his gimmick. He's kind of like a scavenger, a nomad now, and it kind of worked out. And Tony D is now the first ever Grand Slam NXT champion.
That's kind of crazy. No one else has done it before. So it's what? North American Tag, NXT.
The world title. And he won the
oh, that's good. That's why. Yeah, it's
the UK title. Not the UK, it was British rounds. It was 2 out of 3 falls. He had that I forgot what he called it. Oh, was he like the NXT Cup or whatever?
Yeah, whatever that weird tournament was. So that's
the trophy. The trophy.
Yeah, the Heritage Cup. There you go, Taquan.
Heritage Cup. There it is. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what they're called. Like, there's no way. No, he's the first person, but no, it's the silly cup they have now.
He won. I wish they made replicas. I would have bought the Heritage Cup in a heartbeat.
Let me give it a Google. See what it looks like.
It's a nice looking, like, random ass trophy, but the Heritage Cup does count as technically a title.
Oh no, that is a very nice trophy.
Yeah.
No, that actually looks great. It's like the Goblet of Fire.
Kind of, yeah. So yeah, Tony D won, so good for him. I didn't see it coming. He was like the least expected person to win, but he won. They kind of gave it to him. Big Joseph made a good point. Tony D has seen everybody in his recruitment class move up. Trick Williams, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Like, he is the last one.
Ouch. Yeah.
He's the last one. So hopefully
someone's got to hold down the fort.
It happens all the time in NXT. There's usually somebody that gets held back for whatever reason. But I think for Tony D, it was more so he needed character work because as much as I love the mafioso family guy, it would have died a bad death.
It would not have. It would have been RKO'd, and then that would have been the end of it.
And he would have said, "Sorry, Tony, it's the season premiere."
It's the season premiere.
It is. Also, the women kicked off the show. JC Jane dropped her title to Lola Vice and Kendall
Called that one.
To be did I pick? I forgot who I picked. But yeah, Lola Vice won, beating JC Jane. JC Jane, it looks like she's done. It looks like she's done fine. It looks like she's going to get called up post-Mania. Because honestly, what the fuck else is she going to do? You know, she's done everything. Not exposed her, but they kind of gave her the spot to go into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You know, exposure to the main crowd a little bit more. So it was a good little hand up, and it was about time. I know we didn't talk about it on the show, but I was like, Lola Vice has been in like 5 NXT Championship matches. Some with her parents in the crowd, and she always loses. Like,
get this woman a title belt.
For God's sakes. And it's a good move by them. If you do watch that match in particular, the screen will go black multiple times. And it wasn't an error on the stream or anything. JC Jane had probably the most wardrobe malfunctions in a match I've ever seen.
Nice.
It was pretty bad, especially because she was in a crap predicament. So it was either Kendall Gray, I think it was Kendall Gray, put her in an ankle lock, and she's like, you know, she's arching and reaching for the thing, and it fell out.
Nice.
There's nothing you can do.
There's been a lot of them on SmackDown too. I've seen like Charlotte had one, Tiffany had one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of tits flying around WWE right now.
I think they get fined for that too.
Some probably. I mean, I guess I'd say it depends on the situation.
I guess, yeah.
Like, okay, we got an FCC fine, but guess who's not paying it? And guess who is?
But it's also YouTube, so like you can.
No, YouTube has policies against that. You can't just be.
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah,
you can't just be flashing on YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they tried their best, but whoever was the censor was missing it all the time. And so, but it is what it is. Tony D won. Vanity Project retained, which I thought was really surprising because the Los Americanos are hot in like every promotion they're in. Like people like AAA loves them. People at NXT love them. The main roster loves Los Americanos.
I'm done with the America. I fast forward. I'm done.
What, you're done with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne?
Yeah, I'm annoyed. It's like, okay, this needs to end.
I love how the most over luchadors in WWE are 3 Europeans.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Penta's definitely over. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's true.
But outside of Penta, yeah, the
pops you get when the Americanos show up. I thought it was dumb, and now they just ran with it, and somehow it picked up steam. I will say, Ludwig Kaiser as Grande Americano too. I love him as Grande Americano.
I liked it at first, but then once Chad Gable got hurt, I was like, all right, it's over.
Well, apparently they are going to do mask versus mask at Triple Mania.
Oh, that's fun.
So they're not going to do it at WrestleMania. I think AAA pulled up, this is our match.
Yeah, this is our match. No, it's not fair. I mean, it's the mask is the thing. I also like how Chad Gable is just cutting promos in half English, half sex Spanglish. Not even trying to change his voice. He's like, yeah, I'm Chad Gable. Get over it.
It's so funny. Vanity Project won. Tatum Paxley retained against Blake Monroe, which I was kind of surprised at. But good for them. What else we have on the card? The Birthright, who you would actually like, even though they were like a pre-show match. They did lose. Birthright are all second-generation people.
Oh, that's cool.
So Santino's daughter, William Regal's son. I forgot Santino's daughter, William Regal's son, Finley's son, and Pillman's son. And they call them. They just joined together, so they're Birthright.
I like that.
I love the gimmick. It's like what Legacy was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's just all the mid carders, all the mid carders kids forming to make a mid card faction.
Yeah, that thing's gonna have some tension. Johnny Gargano actually wrestled. Miles Bourne ended up beating him, which is good for Miles Bourne. He needed
I picked Johnny. Damn it.
Listen. It had he cut a promo.
Not a bad guess, you know.
Not a bad guess. It's Stand and Deliver. It's Johnny Gargano. You know, I get it, but Johnny was there just to get Miles Born over. I do think Johnny might be on his way out.
I agree.
You know, it's not the same with him and Ciampa. He's never really gotten a shot. Although I really would have loved to see him in the U.S. title scene.
I mean, Carmelo would have had great matches.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that too because I'm back and forth about the involvement or lack of involvement with Carmelo and Sol Ruca beat Zarya, which I thought was a misstep, but they're keeping Sol Ruca around. I thought Zarya was essentially going to retire her and Sol was going to move to the main roster, but they're keeping Sol around for a little bit longer because I really thought, I was like, damn, Zarya really needs a win, and they're just not. For second-gen defenders, but they're not doing that just yet. So, good for them. But overall, Stand and Deliver was fine. It didn't have, maybe because it wasn't on WrestleMania week for the first time in a very long time.
Yeah,
it didn't have that aura of this is a big event. That's what it was missing. And I get they wanted to take it off of WrestleMania week because you got to have room for Tony Hinchcliffe and his off-brand show or whatever. But I think it is kind of a misstep. Like you want, like when you think of WrestleMania weekend, you have not even just WWE related. Every other promotion except AEW's biggest event is usually on that weekend.
Yeah, but I saw a post. There was like a bunch of indie shows are not selling well. There's like maybe 200 tickets sold.
Really?
So indie shows and WrestleMania week are not doing well. Like the business is down all around in Vegas right now for WrestleMania. So like
that might be a lot of WWE's doing or TKO's doing.
I really do think doing Vegas back to back shot themselves in the foot. Like
I agree.
If this was New Orleans, like it was supposed to be, yeah, I think it would have sold exceptionally well.
We would have been there.
You would have been there.
That was going to be Charles's bachelor party weekend.
Yeah,
was WrestleMania. But unfortunately not. He's going to Columbia. The same weekend that we're going to be upstate. So it'll be an interesting time. Yeah, no, WrestleMania. Even though they have done it before, they did Atlantic City twice or whatever, or back to back. WrestleMania is supposed to be a traveling brand.
Yeah. It's a destination.
It's a destination, yeah. It's how I would It's how I traveled the U.S. for the last decade.
Especially for the European crowd too.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like, all right, I spent a shit ton of money and did Vegas last year.
Why would I do it again?
Why would I already did that? I just did it. Whereas New Orleans, they're like, oh, Bourbon Street, fucking ale everywhere. You give beats as currency to see some tits. I'm in. America, baby, roll tide.
Wrong state, but okay.
But yeah, I mean, but like Vegas is like, yeah, I think Stand and Deliver probably should have been the week of, just on the regular. Well, NXT starts what, Thursdays? Tuesdays. Yeah, why not do it on Tuesday? In Vegas.
That's fine, yeah.
There's no reason not to. Or it's like, just do it after Monday Night Raw. Just stay an extra day in Tuesday.
Or do a Thursday special.
Yeah, there's ways they could have done this.
Correct. Yeah.
On the week of, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, like 2 weeks prior, what are you gonna do? Well, we'll see if they make some adjustments to this. But overall, NXT Stand and Deliver was fine. Like I said, it just didn't have the build that I thought it was going to build. To build to. Speaking of unexpected builds, we finally found out who Randy was calling. You know, the time when Randy said wrestling has more than one royal family. Apparently, that royal family is Pat McAfee.
It's McAfee.
The one that Stephanie McMahon warned Cody about, that was just this big bad person that had this influence. And I'll be honest with you, none of that makes sense anymore.
Hey, to be fair, Ricky, I bet WWE computers use McAfee security. So wrestling has more than one royal family, and it just happens to be one of them is a scam artist. Actually, a lot of them are scam artists. But yeah, this I don't like this. I actually watched the segment. I have no problem with McAfee's promo. It just doesn't make sense as to why it's Pat McAfee, other than, hey, ticket sales are down and people know who Pat McAfee is. Let's just shoehorn Pat McAfee in there.
It totally defeats the purpose of what Randy was building to, because they had something great. They were like, who's from a wrestling royal family that Randy could talk to influence? Is it the NOI family? Is it the Rock's family? Is it the Flairs? You know, could it be Curtis Axel? You know, like anybody.
Flair would have been cool because he tied that into Dusty.
Exactly. And Flair and Dusty hated each other in kayfabe.
Yeah.
You know, but Flair is definitely at ends with WWE.
Yes. He also just turned 80.
That's true. And Charlotte just turned 40. Good for her. So, but yeah, it goes against everything that we were kind of building to. And then you listen to the promo, like I gave it a chance because I was like, okay, heel Pat is back. I hated heel Pat in NXT, but I respected him in NXT.
He's a great heel.
He's a good heel. He plays the Deuce totally well. And then you actually start listening to the promo and breaking it down. And he's like, the wrestling business is in the dumps right now. Ticket sales are down, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to save wrestling. It kind of reminds me of I'm going to ruin wrestling from last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. We're just doing the same thing from last year, but just flipping it. You know, I'm here to save wrestling. I'm here to ruin wrestling. And I will say this. There's no babyface in the history of wrestling that takes a kick to the nuts like Cody Rhodes.
He does it a lot, too. I mean, he's probably glad he already has 2 kids.
Every major feud. I know he had a recent. They have a newborn, too, because Randy recently had a child. It's like every feud he gets kicked in the nuts.
And he bleeds.
Yeah, that's true. It just, I don't know how I feel. Like, the more you break it down, the more like, this makes no sense. The rumor is, that's great. That is great, Fred. Pat McAfee versus Scott Norton at Mania for antivirus scammer.
Oh, is Norton antivirus also a scammer? I didn't know that.
Great. I love Norton. I don't think they're scammers. I love Norton.
I like malware bites, dude. You got to use malware bites.
I have. What do I forgot to have. I forgot what anti-security I have. But so the rumor is that TKO wanted more celebrity influence because they think that is going to influence ticket sales.
Yeah, I get it. I just think they're wrong.
You know, and so we add Pat McAfee. You also add the fact that Jelly Roll is technically a part of a storyline as well. And we don't know what Jelly Roll's doing at Mania, if he's even going to be at Mania. You also add the fact that Little Yachty is also involved in the Trick Williams thing, but that makes sense. I'm perfectly fine with that. Speed is involved with Logan and LA Knight and the Usos, which, by the way, they dropped that new theme song really quickly.
They did. I noticed. I was like, I kind of liked the theme song.
I was like, it could have grown on me. Like, give it a shot.
Yeah. Give Divas a chance, Ricky.
So yeah, the big thing about it is this doesn't make storyline sense whatsoever. Pat McAfee does not come from a Royal Wrestling lineage. He has no relation to the business besides the fact that he knew a bunch of people and they're all
he's friends with Michael Cole. That's it.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole, baby.
Baby, yeah.
But yeah, I like Pat. I like him as a heel. I didn't have an issue with the promo per se. It's just mixed in with everything else. Like, this was done a few months ago, maybe. It's just weird seeing Pat McAfee on the branding, the graphic for this match. He looks out of place. And I have no doubts in his ability to do this character and do the job, but it's telling that TKO, WWE, whoever you want to blame for this, doesn't have faith in their top stars to move tickets.
Which is very crazy because Cody and Randy is a story that just sell itself without McAfee, without Jelly Roll. There is so much there between them.
Yeah.
That they should be able to
this did not need
put up a story. Yeah, it didn't.
At all. You know, like, it really didn't at all. There is plenty there. There's a lot of there.
Yeah, and I think it was a little bit more of an influence, too much of an influence from powers that be that don't know wrestling, but essentially control wrestling. And we're talking about TKO, and all we're looking at is dollar signs, and there's something wrong, and we need to do better because we're not breaking records like we did last year. Yeah, because you don't break records all the freaking time. That's not how that works.
Yeah, they're yeah, it's that time of week, Ricky. Let's look at their stock price. It is at 192.96. It's down 6.76% on the year. It's fine. Barely.
Yeah, the Q1 report hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, the Q1 report's probably relatively good. Yeah, because it includes everything else. Like UFC's doing very, very well. But yeah, that's kind of my problem, and I don't like it when you're using like your corporate overlords. It's like it's just reeked of AEW, CM Punk behind the scenes, like Tony Khan's the problem. It's like, oh, the story's actually the story, not on screen. Like you want your story to stay on screen. And it's like you're trying to take people and tell it off screen. Like I have no problem with CM Punk going off script on Monday.
We're going to talk about that. I have a segment dedicated to that.
Because like he did make a point, lower ticket price, but Pat McAfee's response was pretty much just like, yeah, you just admitted you're not a draw. I'm like, ooh, pretty good. It's pretty good.
No, he's a draw, but they're trying to draw people. So with the ticket price thing, which total, but like people forget WrestleMania is the poor man's Super Bowl. It's the poor man's Super Bowl for a reason.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Yeah, like they're like, this happens all the time because TKO did it with UFC, and we're trying to do it with WWE. We're trying to pull in these big spenders. They're trying to make WWE this high class, premium, essentially premium product. Which number one, it already is, but people who they want there are never going to show up.
Yeah.
Like wrestling is not for them. Like you're not going to see like media socialites as well. I want to go to WWE. Like it's never going to happen. Like so you're outpricing your diehards who are going to go regardless. And now we're just like, well, now I've got to make life decisions. Do I want to sell my car or do I want to go to WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. That's the issue.
The economy is shifting. How people consume media is shifting. Business in general is shifting. The world is fucking shifting.
Yeah.
And everyone, like a lot of businesses, whether it's airlines, whether it's like experiences like this, travel destinations, luxury brands, they're all targeting those top 10% of spenders.
Who aren't going to go anywhere.
And like they're going to go spend money on the Super Bowl or the Yankees or the Dodgers or concert tickets. They're not going to WWE because their kids don't care. Like WWE has always, that's where Vince has his finger on the pulse. WWE has always kind of been a product for kids.
For the common. The common people. Yeah. Vince was always steps ahead. By the way, rest in peace, WWE Network. It no longer exists anymore in any platform whatsoever.
Oof.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. That just brought my mind. It's like Vince, because Vince had that idea since the 90s and it finally came to fruition in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Or 2010s, actually. But be that as it may, so after all of this started off SmackDown. Towards the end of SmackDown, Cody came in like a bat out of hell and just ripped this segment apart. He was like, oh, Pat McAfee? What a great idea. He goes, it's like Hogan, it was like, if Nash and Scott Nash and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and the third man was Disco Inferno, which ironically that happened in WCW. Yeah. Disco Inferno was part of NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Someone pulled out the video of them doing an entrance together. So it was pretty interesting. He said, he pretty much said, this is stupid. He said, fire me. It worked out well for you last time. I was like, ooh, good point. Very, very good point. It seems as if, again, this is your corporate overlords telling you what they think is best for business. Tell me when you've heard that before. Oh.
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, we know you're mad at you, but instead of lowering ticket prices, we're just going to weave it into a storyline so we can say your heroes are also mad at us when we know, we know it's like a work shoot. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's guys, just tell your story on screen. about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to know that, Jungle Boy is mad at CM Punk behind the scenes. I don't need that footage.
And that Tony Khan is scared for his life. That was one of the greatest press releases
God.
ever.
Yeah, right.
So good. So that happened on Friday, much to the chagrin of a bunch of people. It got a lot of negative dislikes on YouTube. Like I think within the first day, it got 59,000 dislikes.
Good Lord.
yeah. So it's not being received well. And then on Monday night, Punk went berserk in a way we haven't heard him go berserk in over a decade. I'm calling this pipe bomb. I'm calling this pipe bomb too.
Yeah, it was very good.
Because he held no punches. He allegedly went off script. Allegedly. But I should have known something was different with the tone of Punk. He didn't take a knee and say it's clown. He went straight to the ring. Like he was on fire. I saw him like he sat cross-legged in the middle of the ring. And I was like, okay, whatever, Punk's being Punk. And then he took off a jacket and he just started firing. He's like, Roman's not here. You had all these opportunities because you pretty much your politics, your way, you got all these opportunities. Like he's like, wow. You had 11 main events, and it took
8 of you to get 8 to be good.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. He said, "Rock, you're a movie star." I'm sorry, was a movie star.
That was great.
He called Pat McAfee Pat McAfee, which I did not catch.
I did not catch either.
Yeah, he called him McAfee instead of McAfee. He pretty much said, "There's a receipt coming your way." And then he pretty much said the thing that apparently was off script because they edited it out of their highlight on YouTube.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
it stayed on Netflix. I watched it last night. It stayed on Netflix. That the ticket sales, lower ticket prices.
He said lower ticket prices. He pretty much said stop being idiots and lower your ticket prices because he was like, I want to see the families that love this sport be able to go and see the sport, which he's right.
Yeah, he's a guy I've always been for the common people, lower ticket prices.
Yeah. And
I'm too old and too rich to give a shit anymore. I was like, yeah, that's relatable. Yeah, I get that. Goals.
He talked about how the reason he left is because he had FU money, so he could do what he wants. Which I was like, he had a point too. He was like, I quit because I had FU money.
Yeah.
You
hit a weird old man made you eat dog food.
That was good too. Yes,
the two jabs at Vince were clean hits. Clean hits. A weird old man
made you eat dog food. Everybody talks about the dog food. Same with Roman. I wish he would have brought that up when Roman was there with him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the dog food moment came up because, it is kind of funny. He did kind of eat dog food and then was called the big dog.
Yeah. That's why I ate the dog food. Too. That's why I did. Yeah. That's why I did the segment. He had a big dog.
But the Punk pipe bomb, I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, I am forever a Punk fan now. Like, that was brilliant.
Yeah, it was pretty great. He said lowered ticket prices twice.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not care whatsoever. So, is this a work shoot? Is this a shoot with Punk?
Who knows?
I know. I was texting Kay and Mans halfway through this promo. I go, "This is a shoot." I was like, "This is a shoot right now." I was like, "I think Punk's just going."
Because he left and then came back and talk about McAfee. You thought I was done? One more thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? That might be too, because, okay, if that did happen, say Punk went 90 seconds over, you got to take 90 seconds off some other segment.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, right?
I see where you're going.
I mean, I think you could cut a few other segments, but no, Brock Goldberg did get cut short.
A moment for Brock. We'll talk about it a little bit more next week, but Brock wants this to work so much, he put himself through a table. It's great. Post Raw or post feed, Brock threw a steel steps into the ring full of people.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was fucking crazy.
I love how it's like, yeah, we're gonna do a contract signing. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
It's like, guys, where's the microphone? It's like you're doing a contract signing without the contract. Where's the contract?
Did you see Oba make fun of Brock's bounce?
Yo, it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much. I was like, perfect. It's excellent. Because I do that. Yeah. I make fun of Brock's bounce. That's how I dry off. Get out of the shower.
Just bounce it off. Put your hands in. Oh! A
nice slip, like he did on the entry ramp. Do the roll. Roll. And Paul Heyman's like, good save.
Yeah, so there's something to be said about, your two world champions doing a work shoot or whatever 2 days in a row on your two big brands.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting. Maybe TKO listens, maybe ticket prices do get lower. We had theorized for over a year now that TKO's in a crap ton of debt. That's why we're high. When you're selling $10,000 experiences to look at Cody Rhodes' tour bus.
Yeah, I mean, this like if this whole thing, the McAfee thing, this thing, the I Show Speed thing, the Jelly Roll thing, like the Little Yachty, it reeks of we're desperate. And we don't trust our talent. We need help. We need help from other stars to help push this thing, which is a shame because they have the talent.
Yeah, I think
they don't have the writing.
Yeah, I've seen that writer's room. They don't have the writing at all. What I think the issue is more so is that, again, TKO is trying to UFC WWE, and they totally misstepped that. They thought we thought if we just raise the prices, we'll make more money. Because I think Mark Shapiro said it. He goes, Vince McMahon was pregnant for families. Yeah, no shit. That was his market.
Yeah,
because that was the market.
Families also spend money on merch.
Yeah. Like that was the market. And then they tried to change the market and now we're getting backlash for it. And it's also helping their competition prosper as well.
Yeah, it's giving them a lane.
It's giving them a lane to prosper. And they're going to lose. They're losing some of their market share. Even though AEW has a lane and they're getting a really good consistent lane now, but it does help out your competition when you're pricing out your core people.
Yeah,
like they misstepped the idea that our core people are going to be there no matter what, no matter if we raise the price or not. No, there's a limit.
I mean, they'll watch.
They'll watch. Yeah, we'll watch, but will we go?
No.
And here's the thing with WrestleMania. In general, celebrities have always been involved with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 1 does not occur without Cyndi Lauper and the Rock and Roll connection with MTV. That's facts. It's period. WrestleMania doesn't work. WWE doesn't exist if WrestleMania is a bomb. If WrestleMania 1 bombs.
Yeah, Mr. T.
And Mr. T. Without Mr. T, without Cyndi Lauper, the Rock and Wrestling connection with MTV. If none of that works, WWE doesn't exist at all. Vince McMahon put all his money on that show.
Yeah.
If it fails, wrestling's over. We don't talk about wrestling.
And celebrities being involved in storylines and builds, Bad Bunny, even Snooki, Mickey Rourke, like all of these people, celebrities. Steve Amell?
Steve Amell. Yeah.
It's Pat McAfee. Right, like it's been done before, but this time with the story the celebrities are telling, it feels like a lot all at once. It seems forced, and it just seems like we just don't trust our talent.
Yeah, it appears that so you have to use celebrities the correct way, and WWE historically, especially under Vince, have used celebrities. Has used them in whatever capacity they could. Snooki was good because Snooki was just hot at the time, and everybody wanted to see Snooki wrestle because Snooki was just a crazy bitch back then. Bad Bunny worked because Bad Bunny's the biggest artist in the world. He loves the business, and when he showed up at WrestleMania for the first time, he was about to go on a world tour, so it was a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny worked again because they did Puerto Rico. Duh, no-brainer. Logan Paul worked because he's an asshole, and everybody loves to hate him. who else? Lawrence Taylor didn't really work out. Who was it?
Lawrence Taylor did not work out.
Lawrence Taylor did not work out. Who else was a good like celebrity influence? Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke's a good one. Mickey Rourke didn't really cut promos or anything. Jericho kind of led him through that, baited him, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was.
Then he had his little.
Yeah, I forgot because Jericho was the old school versus new school. Is Jericho versus the 1-3. Yeah, then Mickey Rourke came at the end and gave him a sucker punch.
Give him a little 1-2 because he was doing the wrestler at the time.
Yeah, it was to promote the wrestler, exactly. But Mickey Rourke didn't want to do the match. That's why.
Yeah.
Pete Rose was a good one.
Pete Rose was good. Mike Tyson just was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Fast count and all, but he was perfect timing.
But a lot of those, like WrestleMania 14 with Tyson, it was just Tyson.
Correct.
Mickey Rourke, it was just Mickey Rourke. Snooki, it was just Snooki. Bad Bunny, it was just Bad Bunny. Jelly Roll, it was just Jelly Roll. This one show, we have multiple celebrities involved in matches or around matches.
And you know what it is especially with Jelly Roll and with Pat McAfee, and even last year when they tried to incorporate Travis Scott, which I believe was also an Ari Emanuel call as well. So he's over 2. It's TKO. If this is a TKO call, which probably it is, they are trying to influence the main storylines that wrestlers should have a direct hand in. Yeah. When they're like Tyson was part of the main storyline, but Tyson didn't speak. Tyson was there to help get eyes on the main story, but also push the narrative. Like the most Tyson really spoke was the audio you couldn't hear before Tyson pushed Austin.
Yeah.
On that Raw.
Yeah, and then he did a segment in the Royal Rumble from the crowd. And I love Stone Cold. Cold Stone. I love Cold Stone.
So it's not the celebrities portion of it. It's celebrities influencing the storyline.
Yes, I think that's a much better way to put it. It's not the fact that they're involved. It's like they are the story, which they shouldn't be.
They should never be the story. It should be an additive to the story.
Yeah, exactly.
The only like for instance, Little Yachty is a perfect use of just adding to the story, but not the story. Mm-hmm. The only exception to this rule this year is I Show Speed. So Speed is pretty much the main story around this, although you also have Speed and the Danhausen curse, and that's kind of also working in his favor. Yeah. But I also think Speed kind of gets it. You can tell by how he interacts backstage. Like his backstage segment on Raw yesterday was really good. Like he understood, like, I'm desperate here, help me.
Yeah, why his works? Because he doesn't want to do the match.
But it shows. It shows.
Yeah, it shows.
I want to be here.
Yeah, he's like, man, like, it's like, how did I get myself in this one?
Exactly.
And Adam Pearce being like, hey, man, I told you so. The door, the parking lot was always an option.
Yeah. So Cold Stone is good. Tight. What up, A.O. Baker? I did not even see you. What's going on? Our A.O. Baker of the Signature Move Show, the creator of seriously, he was the creator of our theme song. Shout out to A.O. Baker and things like that. That's the issue. This year, it seems forced. Instead of like those wrestling story, like pushing WrestleMania, they're trying to have the celebrities push the story to push WrestleMania, and that's never going to work. Yeah. Never going to work at all. And it's a damn shame. So let's move over real quick to the U.S. title scene. So we have Ginger Snaps, a.k.a. Sami Zayn, who shoehorned his way into winning the U.S. title with the help of Trick Williams beating Mello. Okay. Trick comes out with Little Yachty, who kind of annoyed me in the first half of the segment, but then I was like, okay, he's fine. He's fine to be comparison to Trick. He kind of gets it. Mello comes out, and I'm glad they addressed this on SmackDown. He was like, listen, I held the title for like pretty much all of this year. I put on banger after banger after banger every week with the entire mid-card of SmackDown. Like, I deserve a title shot. I deserve a chance at WrestleMania. And even Mello, during his promo, was looking at the sign. He goes, just add me to the match of Mania. Like, just add me. Yeah. And Sam was like, how about this week?
Yeah. No, he was like, no, you're not hearing me.
People thought he was going to get left off the card because him and Kalani have a wedding to do. But Carmelo was like, the wedding's in October, guys.
Yeah, it's a long way.
It's a long topic. It's a long way.
April. That's 6 months.
Exactly. So you have all of this building. Sammy grants him a match, and then Sammy kind of gets a little heelish. The ref is tending to Mello. Sammy runs in and kicks Mello in the face and wins the match. So as it stands right now, it's Trick and Sammy for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. Do you think Will Mello deserves to be in that match as a triple threat?
I haven't watched SmackDown in a long time, so I missed like all of his title run. But just based off
his match with Ilya Dragunov was unreal.
It's based off what you've told me and what I've seen online. I think Mello deserves a spot. Like if you're carrying a belt into Mania season, you're not even on the card. That's insane.
Yeah. He's not. We are going to get to the card reveal, but he is officially not on the card.
That's crazy to me. I think he should totally be on this card. He's been up for a while. He's been on. He was a mainstay in NXT, multiple-time champion. They've invested in him heheavily. He was.
Trick doesn't become big without Mello.
He was a first-round draft pick. Remember that was the thing.
He was in the first round. He was top 5.
You kind of had him squandering in the mid card forever, and when he finally picks up some steam, you take all the wind out of his sails. It doesn't make sense, especially when you have the history built in there with Trick Williams.
Yeah, and the fact that the only reason Mello lost is because Trick interfered.
Yeah, I think you should totally be in that.
All right there.
Guys, you have multi-man matches everywhere. You have a ladder match for no reason on Raw. Why not a triple threat that actually makes sense on SmackDown?
Yeah, Granted, this could all go away if the first feud is Trick and Mello after Mania, because it's leading towards that at this point, and it needs to go there.
But then who wins the belt?
Those guys are gold. Trick wins.
Okay, so in that case, you have Mello hit his finisher, Trick steal the pin.
Yeah.
Sammy eats it, and there you go. This isn't hard here, guys. We're gonna put Little Yanni in the match instead. Don't give Iron Man any ideas.
Well, no, Little Yanni's going to do Trick's entrance.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's gonna do Trick's entrance. Awesome. And apparently him and Trick are real life friends, so it kind of just works out.
Whoop that Trick.
Whoop that Trick. And Little Yanni does watch the product week in and week out, so he gets it.
Yeah, he had a good tweet on Twitter saying he said, "Guys, I've earned this spot. Fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah, he's knowledgeable of the business. But yeah, no, you have Sammy's getting booed on SmackDown as the US champion.
Interesting. Yeah, his babyface run, it gets stale.
Yeah.
It's only so many years you can do that Daniel Bryan gimmick. I'm the underdog. I'm going to yell through my promos because I have passion.
And take really big breaths.
Yeah. There's only so many times you can do that.
Yeah. So, I get the whole Sammy need to be a little bit more of a dick. That's what they're going with in the storyline. And he is doing that. And it's not like Sammy hasn't played heel before. I thought him being Nakamura's valet and that stupid dance he did the whole time was great.
So stupid. I forgot about that.
Or when he was a heel to Johnny Knoxville's babyface several years ago.
Yeah, that was great. And then the bloodline.
Yeah, the bloodline. So it's not like Sammy is immune to being heel, but I think
Sammy's a great heel.
Yeah. It's just because it seems like he doesn't fit what was going on in this story. You have Trick, who's hot as hell right now. You have Mello, who has proven himself to be a very great champion. And then Sammy's like, I want a shot. And he kind of Charlotte Flair's his way in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the issue. So hopefully within the next week or so, Mello does get shoehorned in some way, shape, or form, but that is yet to be known because, we did have a last-second addition to another part of WrestleMania, because he's a legend and got healed right before Gunther got his match with Seth, right after Gunther got his match with Seth.
Yeah, that was I didn't like that. Oh, the Mets won. Good for the Mets.
Did they win?
Yeah, they won.
So speaking of WrestleMania, this This earlier today, this Tuesday.
Yeah, you were right. You were right, Ricky. The branding,
the graphics,
the colors.
The
gave it
colors
away.
The WrestleMania card was officially revealed on ESPN's Get Up this morning at around 9:30. So I know none of you watch it. I didn't even watch it because we all have work. So I will reveal to you right now. So on the left side of my screen, on the left or probably right, whatever. The yellowish orangey looking is night one. The first hour on ESPN. On ESPN2 for night one is going to be the 6-man tag with Speed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul versus the Usos and LA Knight, and then the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre on the first hour of WrestleMania on ESPN2. Then all of it's going to be available via Netflix and also ESPN app. So you don't necessarily have to go to ESPN2, but those are the ones that are going to be on free. So also on night one, you have the women's tag team fatal 4-way pending Nikki Bella is healed. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, the Intercontinental Title Championship match, which AJ cut a great promo. It's a good promo last night.
I'm your favorite wrestler. Ask your daughter. She knows.
I'm even your daughter. Yeah, I'm even your daughter's favorite wrestler. You have Seth versus Gunther night one, Stephanie and Liv night one for the women's world title. Which, my lord, did you see the after?
I didn't need to see the after. Nah. I saw that. I heard about it, and I saw the shot. I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, they knocked heads real good.
They have been trying to kill each other, like literally, like all of the times they fight, they're like they're trying to hurt each other.
Roxanne got hit so hard she went off screen. Like she rolled out of the picture, like under the table where the hell she was at. I was like, "Damn!" Because I didn't see like the Liv Morgan bump on her head like a little while ago. But I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the main event of night one, the Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton with a really ugly Pat McAfee. Night two, the first hour on ESPN is bananas. Yeah. Like I suspected, Brock and Oba are night two, first hour on
They're
ESPN.
Main eventing hour one.
Because ESPN loves themselves some Brock Lesnar. Also, on night one or night two, first hour is the Intercontinental 6-man ladder match. Because Rey Mysterio was mysteriously added. Because he's like, I'm healthy again. Gunther's got a match. I'm healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Braun Breaker isn't.
Yeah, Sami Zayn, Trick Williams is night two. Jade and Rhea night two. Demon Finn. It's the graphics there. Demon Finn versus Dom Mysterio night two. And of course, the main event of main events, Roman Punk night two as well. Night two looks fantastic, a little bit more better than night one. It's balanced for the most part. It's balanced for the most part. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 matches?
Yeah, I'd say it's balanced. I'd say it's pretty balanced. Yeah. Are you going to add a Asuka Io match on night two?
I don't know because that's such a late build. Like it's something like, wow, we should have done this earlier. But I don't know if we're actually going to do that.
Yeah, because Asuka got that promo.
She cut that promo. It seems like it's Mania bound, but like they are saying this is the official card, and they put it on cable TV. Like the official reveal was on ESPN, so I don't know if there's any room for this to kind of change. I mean, it's always card subject to change.
Yeah.
However, you put it out there to the public to be like, this is what you're getting. And it's weird to not have Io in a Mania match.
Yeah, especially because Triple H is so high on her.
Of course he is. I saw the clips of Unreal. It looks real weird.
Yeah, I guess TKO isn't.
Liv Morgan had a head growing out of her head. She did. That bump was insane. She got a real goose egg. The memes are fantastic.
Memes are pretty solid.
Men's tag titles not being defended is wild, but what are you going to do? They wanted speed. They wanted ISHO speed. So,
aren't there other tag belts on SmackDown that also aren't being defended?
It's between the MFTs and the Wyatt Six.
Yuck.
Exactly. So this is what do you think of the card?
It's good.
As we see it right now.
It's a good card.
Also be aware it's starting at 6. Everything is at 6.
Pre-show's at 6 or the main card's at 6?
No, main card's at 6. Look at the graphics. Both of them, both days are 6.
Very weird.
Both days are 6. So
3 p.m. WrestleMania in Vegas.
Yep. Yeah, so both things are at 6. That's what's going to happen. I like it so far. It's interesting. There's still some things that need to kind of build, but we're getting there. We're going to talk about this card a lot more next week when I think we have Manson or maybe A.O. Baker. If you are available, maybe we'll have you on too as well. We'll do a mega show. Screw it.
Someone should be on.
What's up?
Someone should be on.
Someone should be on. Yeah, we need somebody's input. We need some more guests on this show. So moving on to the second half of this show. Speaking of which, AEW Dynasty, their second pay-per-view in the span of like 3 weeks, is going to happen this Sunday, April 12th in Vancouver, British Columbia at the Rogers Arena. From what we know right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 6 matches that we know of so far.
Good.
So
Thank
be
God.
happy, Will.
Keep it that way.
Be happy, Will. It's probably not going to, knowing AEW.
I know. I'm just trying to
We're going to review the 6 matches that we know of thus far, but just to give us all an update real quick on where everybody stands as the host in our prediction battle this year. Are you ready, Will?
Let's do it.
Regaining first place, Willie T with 22 points.
Let's go.
Second place, Kay with 21 points, and third place, myself with 20 points. So there is only 2 points between all of us.
Fuck yeah, there is.
So it's very, very tight. So these next couple of weeks are going to be very, very interesting for how this prediction battle goes. We have 6 this week so far, 14 next week. 20 points are on the line in the next 2 weeks. So
Which means I'm going to run away with this thing.
see where someone's running away, someone's going to bomb their chances, so that happens a lot too. Or we're going to still be tied, neck and neck.
Still early.
It's still really early. The main event of AEW Dynasty is going to be known as the Devil versus the God of Pro Wrestling. MJF is putting his AEW world title on the line versus Kenny Omega, who is completely healthy now. MJF obviously retained his title against Hangman Adam Page. By the way, Hangman can't challenge for the world title ever again because you just pigeonholed yourself there. And Kenny Omega beat Swerve in a number 1 contenders match, which is actually a damn good number 1 contenders match, to earn the right to face MJF. Again, the Devil versus the God. Great imagery.
It is great.
Works out perfectly. MJF cut a promo during the contract signing to be like, Kenny, your intestines are hanging on by a thread.
They're in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm. He brought up Kenny Omega's diverticulitis. This could go any way. They're in Vancouver. There is kind of a semi-hometown curse, although he's not from Vancouver.
He's Canadian,
Kenny Omega. Yeah,
this one's tough.
It's a toss-up. It is a toss-up here. I don't know where you go with this.
I mean, it's the first time Kenny's going after the belt in a long time.
Very long time.
I think he gets one more title reign because he's probably close to the end of his career. He's like 38.
Especially with his, a lot of his intestines being removed
with his
due to
gut.
diverticulitis.
Yeah, I mean that's a bitch of a disease. I'm gonna go Kenny.
Kenny did bring up a point. He goes when he's like, MJF has beaten Kenny before.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega was like, you beat me when I wasn't at my best.
True.
Because he didn't know he was suffering from diverticulitis at the time. He goes, now I'm at my best, and maybe you can beat me. And it is hard to pick against MJF. Because he's a great heel. He's gotten better at it. He knows his lanes. Hey, Charles. Charles and A.O. Baker in the crowd. Great, love it. So you're going to go Kenny. You're going to go Mega Man Kenny Omega, which I totally get. I'm going to stick with MJF here. MJF's your future. Kenny's on the path of being an enhancement to the newer people now.
True. He's in the back of his career. You got to pay it forward.
Yeah, and I think that's where we go here. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be a fun match. It works well. Kenny's done so much better cutting promos in this time around. He's a believable babyface. MJF's just shit heel.
Yeah.
So it's built well, but I just see MJF winning here. So there's that. But again, I'm excited for this. We'll see what happens with that. Women's World Championship Online literally has no build from what I've watched in Dynamite.
Womp womp.
Thekla, or as Will likes to call her, Claw versus
The Claw. Oh, the Claw.
Excuse me. Everybody's favorite Hayter, Jamie Hayter. The Becky Lynch kind of look alike when she changed her hair orange.
She looks like Becky Lynch and Raquel Rodriguez.
In this photo, yes.
In this photo,
yes, she does. Honestly, I'm going to keep this one quick. I watched all of Dynamite the last 3 weeks. There's really nothing there for this feud. It's just there to say, hey, we're going to have to defend the title. But I'm thinking Thekla.
Yeah, I agree. Thekla.
Like I said, there's really nothing there. Jamie Hayter's, they were like, once she got injured and then came back, they really kind of cooled off on her. Because she was big for a while. And then they cooled off on Hayter a lot. But the women's AEW women's scene is kind of in a low right now, but because Toni Storm's out, Mercedes should be on her way back, but we don't know when she's coming back yet.
Yeah.
And so we haven't seen Statlander since she pretty much for a while. So it's going to be interesting where this goes and who takes his belt off. Because I do say at this point, Mercedes is getting that belt within the next 2 years.
2 years,
I think it's happening.
For sure. 2 years,
I think it's happening.
Duh.
Yeah.
She'll probably have it twice in the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's happening. It's a matter of how it gets there. Like, does Tony come back and does Tony get it? And then Mercedes beats Tony to kind of, end that circle. It's interesting. But right now, they're kind of in a waiting pool right now. I think Hikaru Shida did come back, though, as well on Collision. But moving on to, probably the best story right now going into AEW Dynasty. Jon Moxley's putting his AEW Continental Championship on the line against Will Ospreay, which the Continental title is pretty much the mid-card title now at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of slipped its way in.
Good for that.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Will Ospreay looks gorgeous in that photo. He looks like all the Hemsworth brothers.
He does, actually.
At least the good ones.
Except he's a brunette. Yeah. I thought it was going to be, it's because of the way his beard is very well lined up.
Yeah, so well groomed. I should take notes. My beard is not well groomed.
Mine is going to be more groomed for the weekend.
Yours looks good. Yours looks fine.
It's fine. There's a little, little
cheeks.
peach fuzz.
Yeah, the cheeks.
Cut that down. Yeah. And then it's overgrowing my lip at the moment. However, the story here is that Will Ospreay was taken out by Moxley and the Death Riders over 6 months ago, or over a year. Because remember, Will Ospreay is out; he just got back. So Will Ospreay had neck fusion surgery. Okay, the same type of neck surgeries that people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Paige, Daniel Bryan, and Edge have had in their careers, and it took them years and then sometimes decades to come back. Will Ospreay's back in 6 months, which is insane.
Magic of modern medicine, my friend.
And also he's young. Like when Stone got his neck fusion, he was not that young.
Yeah, true.
Paige was young when she got it, but she just took time off. Edge was also not that young, but he also was like, "Oh, I'm a TV star now. I'm going to be on Vikings." And Percy Jackson.
Yeah, he was on. He was the Sci-Fi Channel loved them some Edge.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Bryan Danielson, they're like, "Dude, your neck is screwed." Pretty much what it was.
You could be paralyzed.
Yeah. So everybody's different, but Will Ospreay is back in 6 months, which is kind of crazy. He's been putting on matches. He's doing fantastic, and he's going after the guy that took him out. So it's a matter of, does he beat essentially, your kind of standard bearer at this point with Jon Moxley? I'm going to say you got to do it at this point.
You going with Will Ospreay? No, it's Moxley retains.
You could be right, because Moxley's just that fucking constant.
No matter
what you do.
I also wouldn't mind seeing Will Ospreay versus Kenny.
For All-In main event? I see where you're going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see where you're going. That's great. I would buy a pay-per-view for that. But I want to give Ospreay something. I feel like Ospreay might be a year out from winning the title. But it's one of those things, like, in the span of time when AEW signed Ospreay, they also signed Mercedes. They gave him a boatload of money.
Yeah.
They have to pay off.
You get your ROI.
Yeah. You got to pay off. They have to deliver. And some could say Mercedes has delivered in a bigger aspect than AEW, but Ospreay hasn't delivered just yet, in my opinion, as a servant who should be essentially your flag bearer into the future of the brand. There's also, listen, Ospreay versus MJF is a great story to tell.
That too, yeah. I mean, that's another reason why I think Ospreay loses, because he can go on to bigger and better things for either MJF or Kenny.
I get it. So it's going to be interesting. This is the most interesting of all the of all the championship feuds for me for Dynasty so far. Next match on the card. Remember, they're in Canada.
Jeez, this
FTR
looks terrible.
He looks like he wants candy really badly. FTR putting their tag team titles on the line against Cage and Cope, as they call themselves. Cage and Cope. So the story here, obviously, Edge was out. Edge was out. Christian was out for a little bit as well. The last time FTR really interacted with Cage and Cope was that FTR not only took them out, but they also took out Beth Phoenix. And as Cope has said, they were figuring out whether or not Beth needed spinal fusion surgery or neck fusion surgery as well.
Her too?
Yeah. It's apparently a family.
It's going around. It's contagious.
Yeah. So now that that's all said and done, they're out for revenge. Christian just wants to beat people up. They literally came in because they were in Winnipeg on last Wednesday. And so Renee was backstage waiting for them to show up. And Christian and Edge, or Cage and Cope, show up in like 80s biker jackets, and because that's what they are, and steel chairs. And Edge is like, yeah, we're going after FTR. We're gonna take out anybody that gets in our way. And so Renee is positioned in front of Christian, and Christian raises his chair, and Edge is like, no, she's not in our way. She's doing her job.
Stupid.
And Edge is like, you could be such an asshole. So, but this is going to be fun. Listen, FTR is one of the best tag teams of their generation, if not of all time.
If any, of any generation.
Of any generation. They're so much fun to watch. They are just classic old school tag team. And you have Edge and Christian, or Cage and Cope. Do they win in Canada? Or does FTR retain here?
I'm going to go with FTR.
I'm going to go Cage and Cope. I think you got to give the crowd something fun there. I'm going to go Cage and Cope.
Damn, Ricky, you're looking to crash and burn this episode.
I could. And I watch AEW. It's the crazy part.
Christ, maybe I'm the one who's going to crash and burn.
We're also making these predictions not watching the Go Home Dynamite, because Dynamite's tomorrow. So this is all based on what we know now. And right now, I'm going to go Cajun Cope. I almost called them Cajun Cope, which might be our show title.
Cajun Cope? I like that.
Cajun Cope.
Cajun?
Like we're supposed, like Cajun, like we're supposed to be in New Orleans for WrestleMania this year, but we're not.
Spice?
Like the spice, yes. Cajun Cope. Or
God, Edge, this guy looks like he snorted some Cajun seasoning.
Or as A.O. Baker says, the CNC Music Factory, which is a great callback. Do you know who CNC Music Factory is?
I have no idea.
Everybody Dance Now. That's the name of the band that did that song. Everybody Dance Now.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Yeah, it's called the CNC Music Factory.
Oh, it's C plus C.
That means and.
Yeah, I know.
That means and, you dingbat. So there's that. So another match on this card, Andrade versus Darby Allin. So here's the story about this. Andrade is part of the Wayans brothers, and by the Wayans brothers, I mean the Don Callis family, because there's so goddamn many people in the Don Callis family. So as the story has gone, Don Callis brokered a deal with MJF because MJF is tired of Darby Allin getting in the way of his reign and doing other shit. So as the story goes, MJF paid Don Callis a huge amount of money to take out Darby Allin. Don Callis said, Andrade, I know you want to go for the world title, but we made this deal with MJF that we got to get rid of Darby Allin, so this is what you're doing. That's the story. which I kind of like the story behind it.
Yeah, it's about how Gunther's gonna be like, hey, Paul Heyman, you owe me a favor, and it ends in Lesnar
retiring. Yes. Yep. Yeah, the writing's on the wall there. He's not a Paul Heyman guy. He's a guy that's going to retire the Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. So
I like this. I can get behind something like this. Darby Allin.
Yeah, Darby has a way of just being a menace. He was in a casket match, not a casket match. He was in it was like a casket match or whatever match with Gabe Kidd, from New Japan, but pretty much on AEW now. They did a segment where they got into a car crash. They did a stunt car crash with Darby in the car. The car rolled over on its on its top, and he rolled out of. He broke the glass and got out of the car. I'm like, you guys are insane.
That man is crazy.
Yeah, that man is out of his mind. I love Andrade, but can we trust Andrade? But at this point, at this time next week, Andrade might have gone back to WWE.
I mean, anything's possible, right?
Anything's possible. But yeah, I'm going to go to Darby. I'm definitely going Darby somehow weasels his way into winning this match because he's Darby Allin, and Darby Allin just likes pain. Last but not least, on this card, the 0 hour match, which means pre-show, Marina Shafir, the friend of Ronda Rousey, who has not appeared since Revolution. And the rumor is Ronda Rousey only showed up at Revolution to promote her fight with Gina Carano. And we know how well that's going.
Yeah, that's a whole different story altogether.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Gina Carano was a fighter.
You didn't know?
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
That's how she got famous. She was an ultimate fighter.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, she was a fighter. And then she was in Deadpool and The Mandalorian.
Yeah, she was Mandalorian.
Then she spoke her mind, and then she got fired from The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and she God forbid she had something to say. I forget what she said, but it was something stupid.
It was something stupid. Which is funny because I loved her character in The Mandalorian. I thought she was really good. But so Marina Shafir is going up against Alex Windsor, the NJPW Strong Champion, and also I believe, or close to one half of the AEW Women's Tag Champions as well. This is essentially just an exhibition, so pick your poison. I'm going to go with Marina Shafir myself.
Oh, me? Christ. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Marina Shafir, why not?
Yeah, she has been doing really well under Moxley, and the Death Riders is essentially very female heavy. She's like a China archetype, with better promo skills.
Oh, she was in Strike Force. Gina Carano was in Strike Force.
Yeah. Before UFC was like, oh my God, women's UFC, let's do that. Here's this girl Ronda. But yeah, so no, I like Marina Shafir and what she's been doing and how she's kind of progressed in AEW under the Death Rider. She's kind of coming into her own. And still, is she still married to Roddy? Because that's in real life they are together.
Oh, sure.
Who knows? Cool. They never really interact on AEW. It's actually really interesting.
I see you at home. I see you at work too.
Get away from me.
Give me a break. Where's my faction? They're all injured.
Exactly. I think Roddy Strong's riding with Orange Cassidy at this point. Is what he's doing. Anywho, as of right now, that is all we know of AEW Dynasty. So far, 6 matches with AEW. It's going to probably jump to 14 by tomorrow.
Yep.
In some way, shape, or form. But based on what we know now, how well do we think this pay-per-view is going to be? For me, I'll go first. I'll volunteer myself. I volunteer as tribute. For me, I think this actually could be something that forces WWE to kind of step their game up. This is very strategically placed the week before WrestleMania. It's very strategically placed the week before WrestleMania. It hasn't been placed like that in previous years, even though Dynasty is one of our newer pay-per-views. But they're doing this on purpose for, because it's competition, and they kind of want to steal the spotlight before, this is Sunday of WrestleMania, starting WrestleMania week.
It kicks off WrestleMania week.
Yeah, it kicks off WrestleMania week. So they are going to have the conversation for a little bit of time now. And if they can steal a little bit of that attention from WWE, it's going to be a win for them.
It's a very good card. It's a balanced card too.
Yeah. MJF Kenny Omega should be a great story. John Moxley and Will Ospreay is that's going to grab the hearts of everybody in there, because you're going to see if Will Ospreay can really be that good coming back from neck fusion surgery in less than 6 months. Cajun Cope is for the fans. FTR and Cajun Cope is for that crowd.
Yeah, they're placating a little bit I almost call them the Cajuns, the Canadians,
Cajun.
to the Canadians. But I'm gonna give it 8.
The Cajun Copes.
8 crowds.
Yeah,
8 peppers.
Yeah, 8 Cajuns. 8 Cajuns in Vancouver. I think I'm gonna go with a solid 8 here. I have really high hopes about this, and if done well, this could be like what NXT Takeover was to WrestleMania. Because remember, Takeover would come and Triple H would be like, "God, I told you guys to do a good job, not steal the fucking weekend."
Yeah, you guys did too good.
Yeah, and it will put them to shame.
Guys, you're embarrassing me in front of my father-in-law.
Vince is mad at me. Doing too good of a job. So yeah, this has an interesting feel to it. I do like the graphics for this version of Dynasty. Like, it seems like very regal and very royal, and they're doing something with it. And it also is cleverly placed on the west coast of Canada, because Vancouver is on the west coast, and a lot of their stars are going to make a really quick trip to Vegas.
Down to Vegas. Yep.
To do independent shows or whatever, Bloodsport, whatever. What's
the WrestleCon?
WrestleCon as well, yes. Which I haven't even looked at the WrestleCon yet this year, but I'll go through it for next week. So yeah, no, it's very strategic. It's a very smart placement and booking for an event like this, especially to accommodate their wrestlers who are going to go to Vegas. It makes their trip a lot easier to do. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out and how this affects the big week next week with WrestleMania as a whole. And with that being said, I think that's pretty much all we've got to talk about this week. Is there anything that we've missed that we really want to talk about this week in wrestling? We talked about Liv's knot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing I did see on social media. Charlotte did turn 40. Charlotte had a birthday party at a club or whatever. And do you know who was invited to the birthday party? Because there were photos out there.
Alberto Del Rio.
No, he's in trouble in He's in trouble in Mexico again. Tell me where you've heard that before.
He can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah. No, Kiana James was at the party.
Okay.
As well as Jade Cargill.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Someone wants to work with someone.
And there's video out there of Ric Flair, who was there because, there's not a party without Ric Flair, who gave a speech, I guess, at Sean's birthday, and he really praised Jade Cargill. So it looks like Charlotte and Jade are pretty close.
Yeah, I think Jade beats Rhea.
I think so too. Currently, right now, I think so too. It is something to think about too, because I was watching some talking points from our good friend Issa, the Demon Diva, and she brought up a great point about Rhea and Jade and the whole thing. There's something to be said about this point that Issa said. Rhea has done everything except one. She couldn't beat Io. And when she couldn't beat Io, what did she do?
She lost her shit. Or she tagged with her.
She tagged with her. And she joined forces. Now, on the flip side, which is the thing that Issa brought up, is that Michin and BFAB couldn't beat Jade.
Yeah.
And now they've joined Jade when everybody's poo-pooing it, but they're like, your bestie Rhea did the same thing with Io. They're literally mirroring each other. It's an interesting thing to think about once like you forget that Io and Rhea were adversaries.
Yeah.
For a very, very long time. I don't know if you saw, and we did go back and forth on the Discord for a little bit with the because people were like, oh, Jade's a bad champion, her matches haven't been great. And I was like, who does she have to work with?
Yeah, she has no one to work with. I mean, but she is also a bad champion.
Well, it's also like I put up the theory that heels don't defend. Because they're like, oh, she doesn't defend every month. Heels don't defend every month. Heels don't defend every month. I think it did hurt her a little bit that she wasn't on TV often, but then again, we had champions before that weren't on TV often. Roman being one, Brock being another one as well. I also brought up a point where they were just I think it was Nate. Nate was just like, and this is no shade to Nate at all. Nate was like, well, her matches aren't good. And Jade actually did bring this up because she was on the Joe Budden podcast, which I was like, that's weird. But Jade was like, listen, I don't have the experience like some of these other people have. It's like, I didn't have a developmental. AEW was my developmental.
Yeah, but no one complained about her matches in AEW though. I
don't remember a lot of her matches in AEW.
But she was having them. You know what I mean? Because she had that streak. That was what people were talking about.
She had the TBS title reign.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't have a TBS title reign, and she was being put on TV. And I think what hurts Jade is not necessarily anything she wants to do. Like, I think Jade wants to be out there. I think it's creative in its booking. You know, because the same thing happened with Brie Bella. Brie was like, "Oh, I'm ready whenever you want me after Rumble. We'll call you when we
need you." Yeah.
Or, you know, and so I think it's that inconsistency in the creative team.
Yeah, I don't think the creative team's doing her any favors. She doesn't have anything to work with, but
it's also not creative's fault or anybody else. It's injured. Like Chelsea's injured. Yeah. Jordan Grace is injured.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Grace will be a big. Bianca's not there. Naomi's pregnant.
I mean, it is telling that someone from Raw needs to come over and save this title reign.
Or give her someone to fight with, even because for some reason they didn't want Charlotte and Jade, even though they hinted Charlotte and Jade since Jade showed up on WWE TV.
Right. But she also hasn't been on pay-per-views. Like, she hasn't done anything.
I'm trying to think of the last pay-per-view she was on.
Like, when's the last pay-per-view she wrestled?
I can't recall. Because she wasn't on Rumble.
SummerSlam?
No, she wasn't on SummerSlam.
Didn't she fight Tiffany?
Yes, she did. My fault. She did. That was the one where they got cut for time.
Yeah, that might have been her last pay-per-view match.
Because I remember they got cut for time because I was like, I'm disappointed because they had something going. And then they did the switch. Did they do the switch on SmackDown or did they do it on pay-per-view? Because she beat Tiffany for the title. I don't know if it was on a SmackDown or it was on a PLE.
It was on a SmackDown because I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was on a SmackDown because they did it again where the switch, because I was like, the switch should have happened at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it.
It happened shortly after.
Mm-hmm. It's also crazy we didn't talk about Zebra. Tiffany Stratton's not on the card.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were setting up Tiffany versus Julia for the U.S. title, which would have been fine.
Yeah, very weird.
It's very weird, the omissions in this card. Like, Mello has a good point. I can see why, like, after Tiffany lost the title, she lost steam.
Oh, they're choosing celebrities instead.
Choosing celebs to be in these matches. Celebrity influence. So we'll see how this plays out. There's been worse cards at Mania. There's been better cards at Mania.
I like the card. The cards, yeah. I have no issues with the card. I just don't like a lot of the stories with the celebrities and this, like, the bashing. Like, why are you bashing your company on, like, parent company on TV? It's just, it's weird. It's like you're trying to be edgy, but I don't buy it.
Also using, like, the same rhetoric that they kind of used last year in just different ways.
That too. Yeah, a little bit of a rehash.
Yeah, I was like, guys, what are we doing? So it's I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there's been worse cards. There have been better cards that on paper looked great. WrestleMania 34 and ended up not being so great. WrestleMania 34.
Yeah, it was still fun.
It was fun. Like, WrestleMania 34 on paper was like, oh, it's going to be the best WrestleMania ever. And then it happened. And there was still fun stuff that happened, but that main event was so bad.
Yeah, the main event was really bad.
It was Brock and Roman number 75.
The co-main was also disappointing too.
What was the co-main?
AJ Shinsuke.
That was earlier in the card. Actually, if you watch that match back, it's a lot better.
Oh my God, no! The co-main was Braun Strowman winning the tag belts with an 8-year-old.
Yeah, was it Billy? Was his name?
Is it Ethan?
No, it wasn't Ethan. Was it Billy?
Nicholas.
Was it Nathan? Nicholas, there it is. Nicholas, because I named my skull that year after Nicholas.
Wonder where that kid is right now. 8 years
He's got to be graduated by
now. That was
right?
8 years ago.
Yeah, he's got to be close to college age.
Yeah.
He's got to be close to college.
He's in college. Hey, Raw Tag Team Champion.
Yeah. How you doing? That's like his Tinder profile.
Right.
A non-existent belt.
I'm a Raw champion if you get my dig, ladies.
Yeah, that was the co-main was Nicholas. Yeah. But no, AJ and Shinsuke is actually a better match when you replay it.
The match is fine. It's just the finish. What happened afterwards?
That started the whole kick in the nuts marathon.
Yeah.
You know, it's also a better match when you watch it again. Because it took me a while. I was like, oh, I actually appreciate this match. AJ Styles Jericho from 32 is very good. Because a lot of people poo-pooed that match, also because AJ Styles lost. You know, but the match, like from a wrestling standpoint, is a really good match. It's really, really good. I wonder if anybody still has a Y2 AJ shirt.
Someone has to. Go to eBay. Has to be there somewhere.
It's probably going for millions. Like if I ever ran into Jericho or AJ Styles, I'd be like, and I had a Y2 AJ shirt, can you sign this shirt for me?
Please.
Please. You know who probably has one? Dave.
No, I remember him complaining he didn't buy one.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying, I wish I bought one.
Yeah, because it was a faction that only lasted, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, if that. Hilarious.
Y2 AJ. It's a great name. It's almost as good as Jericho.
Jericho is a good one.
Almost as good as Jericho. Also, I totally so remember I was like, the Miz has this whole like I'm a motivational coach now.
Yeah.
So Miz's method, so it's called the Miz method, that has been using on SmackDown. So it's motivate, inspire, zone in.
It's like the 3 eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Motivate, inspire, zone in. What do we got here? Oh, I remember Show Miz. That's a good one.
Show Miz was a good one.
Show Miz was good. Wait, Fred said he found the Y2 AJ shirt at Comic-Con years ago and you did not buy it. Frets, what are you doing?
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
That is all good. So we didn't fuck up. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. Ayo Baker, if you're on for next week, this is going to be your formal invite. I'll probably text it to you, and we're going to text Mance too. By the way, Mance's birthday is Friday, so happy early birthday, Mance.
Happy birthday, Mance.
Happy birthday. We'll be in upstate New York. Anyway, folks, let's get this show officially on the road and do probably a quick post show because Daredevil Born Again is happening. I got to talk to you about Star Wars too. Anywho, folks, you have been listening to King's Rings Podcast, episode number 439, Cajun Cope. I really like that one. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings Podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. The links to all of that are in the description below, or if you're watching us, it is that QR code right above me in my at my top. Yeah, good job. Good point.
I did it.
Good job. You did it. You're doing well. You're learning. If you like what you're listening to, if you are listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word. Everywhere else, the links all of that are in the description below. Also, there are links to some of our fantastic merch. This is an old school merch shirt from one of our Pride Week designs, but we do have new merch probably coming out very, very soon in our merch store for post-WrestleMania season and spring and summer and all of that stuff. The links to all of that are in the description below. Fred's just bought a dad hat, which is really, really cool. The Willie T thing in the background is no longer available, sorry to say, but view it as it may, our merch store has been fantastic. You should check it out and buy some stuff. You will get a personal message from me if you do buy some stuff. So there's something to look forward to there. But yeah, Will Tereshak, what you got for me?
I know, I was thinking of getting a new banner to actually match my Willie T Productions logo, but then it has to be yellow. And like,
ew,
yellow
that's bright.
Yeah, it's not a bad shade of yellow, but for a banner, it's a bad shade of. It's like the yellow on the banner at the bottom ticker here.
Yeah, that's bright.
That might not work. But I don't know. People love the Willie T banner. They love. Whenever I hop on a Zoom call, a prospect or something, they're like, I love the banner and your setup you have. I'm like, yeah, it's Willy Wonka font.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm like, yeah, my friend made it and just completely stole the font. Don't sue me. But yeah. That's what I got going on. Yankees losing 3-1, but that's okay. It's early. It's only April.
It's April.
Not stressing yet.
And as I sneeze my face, oh my God. And I did not steal the font. It was on the font. It was free, goddammit.
Fair enough.
Let it be now. Let it be known. It's free use. Free use, goddammit. So, when we come back next week, folks, it is going to be our massive WrestleMania week show. We're going to talk all things WrestleMania. We're going to have some guests. Kay's going to be there. Will and I should remember the weekend before, but who knows? No promises whatsoever, but expect a long show next week. Expect a fun show. Expect a lot of predictions, a lot of chatter around the biggest week of the year for all of professional wrestling. It is WrestleMania week. We are at the eve of one of the biggest shows of all time, and much too little fanfare because there's too many celebrities involved in the storylines this year. But the show must go on for our 440th episode, our WrestleMania Vegas prediction show. So until next week, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. The one person we will not roll the dice on next week to have on the show is Slack, because fuck you, Slack, because you are Snake Eyes. We'll see you next week, folks. Yeah, see what I did there?
That was good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I try my best. See you, folks. This has been a Wrestle Addict Radio branded podcast.